In this video, we're going to look at how to find the equation of a circle, but written in standard form in analytical geometry. And so, in the first example, you're given these 4 or 5 terms. You'll notice that it's a circle because there's an x squared and a y squared. So, minimally, that's what you need to have the equation of a circle. But to get the brackets, which then the brackets help us to get the center and the radius inadvertently, what we do, the method that we use is we just halve the x and y term in a bracket squared. And so it's half of the x term, exactly as it is. If it was minus 10, it becomes minus 5 in a bracket squared, plus half of the y term, half of 6, 3, in a bracket squared. I've taken the minus 2 across, and then you can't just magically add in a minus 5 squared out of nowhere, and so you counter it by just adding a minus 5 in bracket squared to the right hand side, as well as what you've magically introduced with the y, so plus 3 on the right hand side squared. That method I'm just calling the quick completing the square method. You end up in your next step with that same bracket squared for the x and for the y, and you just add up all these numbers on the right hand side and it gets you 36. And like when you finished a factorizing question to try work out the x-intercepts, whatever answer comes out of this bracket, so positive 5, whatever answer comes out of this bracket, so negative 3, that is your center. And this number that you're left with on the right hand side represents the radius squared. And so the radius squared is 36, and so I just square root it to get the radius. That's hopefully helps to make finding the equation in standard form for a circle in analytical geometry much easier. So let's check it out with another worked example to show you how quick it can go in an exam. So I notice there's an x squared, there's a y squared, so we're dealing with circles. I take half of the x term, the coefficient, squared. I take half of the y term's coefficient squared. I'm going to take the number across, so it becomes positive 5. I can't magically just introduce this plus 4, so I just add 4 squared on this side. I can't magically introduce minus 2, so I minus 2 squared on this side. That will leave me with the same brackets. This will leave me with the same brackets squared, and then this I can just work out. So that's 16 plus 4 is 20, so it equals 25. And if I say to you, what's the center of the circle, because maybe you're going to draw it, it will just be what comes out of the bracket, minus 4. What comes out of the bracket, 2. This represents the radius squared, so then the radius is just 5. Sometimes my students just battle to know how can you randomly just introduce this positive 4 and minus 2 squared. So if you don't believe me, just times out this bracket and you'll notice you end up back with the x squared, you end up with the positive 8x, and then you'll end up with a random extra 16, which is 4 squared. And so that random number that wasn't in the original question is what we're adding to the other side, so that they can, in a sense, cancel each other out. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, please like it, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. Thanks.